So I've been putting together some information. I haven't made a video in quite some time, and it has to do with this alien invasion I talk about and all these things that are coming up, I think, soon. And I had a lot of time to go over it, do some of my research, check out some of the things that I know, how to get some information. And my theory is that the reptilian owl race, when they show up, right, they're not going to be in their bodies, I don't think. These are their bodies. So, but they're going to portray themselves as the ancient Anunnaki. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. They're going to say that they're the old Sumerian gods and other gods that have done all these things in the past on this planet, right? And they're going to use that myth, that legend, which has some truth to it, to, portray themselves as these things. And I'm pretty sure, I know that these beings, they're, of course, they're going to portray themselves as the Anunnaki, but they will say that they're the ones that did the pyramids. They were the Egyptian gods of the past. They were the ones responsible for the Nazca lines in Peru and the other things that are around this planet. Quetzalcoatl and these different snake beings from the past. I got a feeling that this is what they're gonna portray themselves out to be, that the Anunnaki coming back, and yet they never really left. But this is what they're gonna do to fool people. Now I talk about how the signal is gonna turn on. The signal is gonna turn on at the same time, and how this is gonna work is, I was thinking, well, they're going to have to, the signal that they're using in this AI and this nanotechnology that's in people, I went over it, and I'm thinking to myself, they're going to shut these people down, I'm assuming, or put them to sleep, dope them up, drug them up, so they're easier to control, show them things. And while this is going on, the things that are inside them are going to grow. And I talk about this in other videos, about these eggs that were put in these things that went inside the people. Now, the other part about this, what I talked about before, is they want war and they want panic. And I talked about how Trump is involved in this. He will be fighting the aliens, right, in some sort of fashion, to be seen as a hero. And I explained that even in another video. Yet I'm trying to put all of these theories and all these things together before it actually happens. And one of the things I came across, and this has to do with the Knights. Now, I don't know if you've heard of me speak of the Knights, and if you have watched any of my older videos on the Knights, on who the Knights are. And they have to do with the secret societies. They mostly have to do with the Jesuits and the Freemasons, Illuminati, and all these different groups. They also have to do with the royal families of the planet and these banking cartel and the rich elite, basically. And these are the ones that some of them are snake beings, reptilian snake beings, and some of them are just humans that sold out, right? And it has to do this, but the bloodlines that go back, of course, that goes actually right back to the Sumerian times, when they made deals with these beings to be in power this whole time. And that's what they were promised. They were promised to be in power over different incarnations, to always be in power, their bloodlines. I'm assuming there was some genetic manipulation to them, because I talk about how these seeded, a lot of them were seeded with these reptilian parasite things that would let the interdimensional being connect to them and being able to control certain of certain people. The knights are not necessarily seated; they're just sellouts, right? And there's a lot of them on the planet. Not millions. I'm talking maybe, who knows, 100,000 of them. It's quite a few of them, but of the knights, and these knights are the ones that are worshiping this reptilian interdimensional race, and they get deals from them, and they get all this power from them, and they do ritualistic things for them. Kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like Satanism, how Satanism does it, and Freemasonry does it. They all have their great architect or their god or their who they worship. It's all just the same being. It's it's this interdimensional race. Yet, what I come across was that they are going to be betrayed. The knights are going to be betrayed by the interdimensional race, and they don't know that they're going to get screwed over. And this is what I've heard. This is what I looked up and checked out, and they're all getting screwed. These people that have been worshiping them and doing all these cult rituals for them, they're all getting screwed. They're all getting fucked over, from what I heard. And they're going to be in for a big surprise. Because this interdimensional race doesn't give a rat's ass about their followers and who does anything for them. They don't have empathy. They don't care. They run on instinct and their pleasure, right? So they don't run like we do at all. They don't give two shits about humans at all, especially ones that follow them, right? So, they use them. They're just being used. They've always just been used over these centuries, over time. And they don't know it. They have no clue that this time they're going to get screwed, fucked over royally. And that's pretty fitting. I don't know what to say about it, but I don't know if I'm going to have empathy for these people, especially the ones that were willing to do these atrocities and horrible things, right? I don't know what's going to happen to them, but all I know is they're getting screwed over. My theory now is that, and the people that are going to be put to sleep, I would say, under a spell, by this technology and all this other things and these signals that are going to be used, they're putting them in the knee so they can serve the owl. That's what they want to do, serve them. And I'm thinking to myself, this is it. This is the time. This is where shit's going down, right? And but I always know that the good guys are going to show up. I know they're showing up, when these things take place. Now, how soon is it going to be? When all this takes place, aliens, UFOs, motherships, or whatever you want to call them, showing up in the public eye? I don't know. All I know, it's soon. Really soon. I don't have a date. I just know that it's soon. So I'm just sitting here day by day, watching and waiting to see what happens, right, when it comes to that. But I wanted to get that out there. I wanted to get that theory out there to explain a little bit more what's going to go on about this. And those are my ideas through my research, my theories, and how I figure things out. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. And I also wanted to say, if you like my videos, share the shit out of them, so as many people can see them. And if you don't like them, I don't give a shit. And if this does happen, and this comes to pass, that's going to be pretty crazy.